Hello and welcome back to another video on the Tea Club. Today, we're going to be reacting to a channel called Veil Scubum 94. And what Veil Scubum 94 does is he gives the latest on cartoon news and anything that has to do with like cartoons or shows like on Disney or Nick. And he also explores like some aspects of new cartoons that are coming out. And that's the case for today's video, which is the Patrick Star Show is going to have no rules. I personally didn't know this, and I don't know if you guys did either, but Veil Scubum 94 is a good channel. I personally use it for my latest cartoon news if I want to hear about latest cartoon news, so that's good for that too. Anyway, before we begin, sorry about the echo. I found out that I will need to record on 2 devices, but I just haven't figured that out yet, and apologies in advance for any ads that are going to pop up during the video. Obviously, Veil has ads on his videos. So, with that out of the way, let's go.
Never before. And if one thing's for sure, it's going to be wild.
Really? I didn't know it would be wild. I knew about the Patrick Star Show, but I didn't know how wild it would be. So
I'm not a big fan of turning SpongeBob into spin-offs, but the more we see from the upcoming Patrick Star Show, the more I...
Yeah, Steven Hillenburg didn't like spin-offs, and I feel like Nickelodeon is just being disrespectful.
Actually interested in how they pull it off. For those unaware, Patrick is getting his own prequel cartoon that features him hosting a talk show. There are other family members to balance out this dude.
Yeah, so if you guys didn't know, Patrick Star is getting a spin-off show. It's called the Patrick Star Show, and Patrick's voice actor, who's been his voice actor in SpongeBob, is actually going to be the voice of Patrick, so you won't have to get used to a different Patrick if you watch it.
But Patrick is obviously the star at the center of it all. Anyway, we recently got a new opening, along with some surprising details from the showrunners.
Hi, I'm Patrick Star, and I live with my parents!
Patrick introduces himself to viewers, showing off his family members one by one. We only get to see them on screen for like a few seconds each, but...
This is wild! How wild does this look? That's awesome.
You can understand the kind of characters they'll be. As the stars get their time to shine, everyone is much more cartoony, and the music is a little wackier than normal SpongeBob. Speaking of SpongeBob, hey look Gary, there he is! The opening is about what you'd expect. It gets the job done with introducing the characters and world. That's really all you need. But
wait, where do they live? Like, where do they live? Obviously, I don't know if they live in Bikini Bottom, but where do they live? Because, I don't know... I think Patrick said he was, like, kicked out of his parents' house, but, you know, SpongeBob obviously has no continuity, so maybe we shouldn't accept that as, like, canon, but, it's just, I don't know, like, this show looks good. I would watch it if, like, I had access to it. I don't know. I don't even know if it's probably dropped, or, I don't think it's dropped yet, but whenever, I'll try to watch it whenever it comes out on YouTube. And you guys should too, it seems good.
if we want a better idea of how the Patrick Star Show will actually play out, we should listen to showrunners Mark Ciccarelli and Vincent Waller. It's a family sitcom mixed with a variety show, at times a talk show, and at others, the characters are just on the road having adventures away from the house. Waller explains to Variety, "We travel through time. We even go into fake commercials from within the show's universe. We really tried to do just anything we wanted." Ciccarelli added, "We wanted to take the restrictions off our creativity and go to all the weird places our brains took us." So, taking one look at any of the footage we've seen so far, you can tell that they're not lying. SpongeBob as a show isn't afraid to get weird, but there are still strict rules to follow for the characters and their personalities. What happens in a situation where those rules are thrown out the window to embrace absolute chaos?
Chaos. That's what happens. If you have no rules, then chaos ensues.
I'm kind of excited to see.
Ooh. I got something caught in my teeth. Hey, my golf club!
Now what's also worth mentioning is the whole issue of destroying continuity. You don't have to be Einstein to look at this and say, "That's not Patrick's sister. Those aren't Patrick's parents."
Who are you people?
Let's face it, there are some aspects here that were never addressed in SpongeBob, but the showrunners briefly talked about that. We mess with canon a lot.
Patrick has a sister that's a squid, apparently. And then in one episode, he says he doesn't have a sister, but then he has a sister who's a starfish. So I just don't know. Like, SpongeBob obviously just doesn't care. But at least they're leaning towards Patrick has a sister more than Patrick doesn't have a sister, at least.
Relly explains, I don't know if anybody knows this, but we don't really respect canon just for the sake of itself. Yeah, we see it like a jar sitting up on a shelf in the corner with a label that says canon on it, and we recognize that, but we also treat every episode like a standalone that can go anywhere in the universe. Waller clarified. If you asked me a few years ago what I thought about a Patrick spinoff, I would just stare away and wonder why anyone thought that would be a good idea. But now, looking at all of this, and knowing that the crew isn't
I mean, it didn't work for Jimmy Neutron, and I don't know, hopefully it works for Patrick, because this looks good.
by any rules, it seems like it could be a fun watch. At the very least, it's different than this SpongeBob we're used to. We can see the characters in a fresh way, one that allows for creativity. Listen, I may never enjoy this franchise as much as I did in those first few seasons, but you know what? The Patrick Star Show doesn't look bad. No. I can only hope that statement doesn't age poorly.
Anyway, guys, that's all the Veil Skibum 94 that I have for you today. If you liked the video, be sure to like and subscribe. Before we end it, I would also like to say that I am so happy about the views that I am getting on my videos. It's very good for somebody who's starting out on YouTube. So, yeah, be sure to like and subscribe for more T Club videos, reactions, and mobile games next week. See you next time.